All right, guys, welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for joining us. Today is going to be a very interesting adventure, if that's what you want to call it. Let me go ahead and show you my screen. Um, hmm, okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so let me go ahead and close this window so we can start. Okay, guys. So I know I'm working on the AI user agent video editing app, right? Which is we're calling it let me show you. So it's called the video clipper, but the actual name is not video clipper. It's let's look at our VS Code. It's the smart video clipper. I think I have like four different project names, and VS Code is called smart video clipper. And I believe that that my codex also calls it video clipper. Yeah, I'm sure it does. We can verify that very simply by looking for one of the file locations, and yeah, smart video clipper. So that's what is initially called. That's the actual name. Um, so we've made some progress. We're gonna go ahead and go over these different uh progress that we've made. Now, these are milestone, right? Each of these are milestones, but right now we are at 11B. So if we look for 11B, let me see if I control F 11B, right? So yeah, this is milestone 11A, acceptance criteria, right? New manifest written, existing sanitized version video one manifest load and migrate in memory. No full transcript prompts, environment secrets, or raw FFmpeg logs appear. So let me X this. The find search box can be a nuisance sometimes, because if you have the control find and you put, let's say, a word in here, 11B, right, and then you scroll down, it'll scroll back up automatically. Just so you guys know. Okay. So we went over these steps already, and we ran some tests, some let's see, right here. We ran a lot of tests here, and they have a different term for that besides the test. Uh, this is another thing. I wish there was like a control F here to find. I think this is it up here. No, that's not it. I was hoping I can search my chat box or my chat window, but uh, it's not working. It's not. You can't. We can't at the moment. So let's not focus on that. But so we ran a lot of checks and a lot of tests here. Okay. Now this was create a read-only B-roll discovery package from this video. So I was working. I worked on this video, and I made like 7 clips, I believe, in total. Out of this is a 40-minute video. So out of 40-minute videos, we made 7 clips, and I was working on the J cut and the L cut. Now this is a feature that I added, right? Now I added this feature because obviously I want to be able to add a J cut, which is audio first and then video, and an L cut is video first and then audio. That's why it's a L, right? This is a L, and then this would be a J, right? like this, right? So audio first, then video second. L would be video first and then audio second, right? Now this is very basic. However, I obviously added so I can use it in the future. Now it's not complete. This is the this is basically the concept, the first steps, and then eventually we fix it, we add more advanced features and make it work the way we expect it to work. So just so you guys know, it's gonna be beautiful by the time it's all said and done. I'm obviously gonna keep up, give it updated here and there. I'm gonna make sure that we get exactly what we want out of it. It's not just gonna be like, oh, okay, so I created a AI video editing system or application and then just leave it alone. No, we're gonna probably leave it alone, and obviously it's completely done. But you when it comes to development, you always have to update your applications, right? So it's an ongoing thing. All right. So question, did it work? Yeah, it did its job, but I haven't ran sufficient tests, like live tests. These are all like hypothetical tests, right? Even though this video that I gave it is a real video of mine that I will be clipping and breaking it down into 5 minute, 7 minute videos. It's still not 100% there. I would say that it's like 65% there. So it's doing its job. So as we move along, as we do our thing, it's eventually going to hit the 90s, right? And that's what we're aiming for, 100%, obviously. But let's see where it takes us. All right. So right now, I'm not worrying too much about this mouse. Well, this is not even a milestone. This is just a feature that we added. See, these are all features. And the last milestone that we worked on, if we look for it, this is still the video that I worked on earlier this morning, and this is a PR. These are pull requests, right? So if you want to follow with me, you can pull this pull this. I believe it's called a push. It's not a push. It's this version, right? Let's call it a version. Guys, again, I am learning just like you are. I'm very familiar with these systems, but I'm not by any means a super duper professional expert, top, 20 years working with all these applications, but I'm familiar with them, and I'm not only confident, but I know it's going to work at the end of the day, at the end of the whole procedure. It's all going to work out. Okay. So now, like I was saying, this is the, I must have, yeah, I closed it. So this is the pull request 8, the version that you could pull. You pull it and you get all this, whatever we did here, right? All this is saved, whatever we did above all this, right? And then we have other pull requests. I have to eventually start doing these on my own, these pull requests, or should I say committing, pushing, uploading. I have to do that myself because when my user agent does it, it uses up a lot of my tokens. So eventually, I'm going to prompt ChatGPT to show me how to do it. I've done it before, but again, I don't. This is not my 9 to 5. But once I get the hang of it, it's gonna be, like riding a bike eventually, right? So again, terminologies, I like to get them straight, get them correct them, make sure I use the correct terminology, like that I'm on the right road to success, right? So right here, make sure that my stream and my video's working. My other monitor's over there, by the way. Right now, okay. All right, cool. So pull, push, clone, fetch, publish. Publish was the other word I was looking, term I was looking for. Okay, so I have to learn how to commit, push, and publish. To pull is a different reason. That's a video that I'm gonna make sure. If you guys don't know how to pull or clone my projects, then that video is gonna help you step by step on how to do that. All right. So let's move forward. Now, again, I'm looking for the last milestone that I worked on, right? So let's keep going up here, and I believe this is the milestone. Okay, so but this was a fix. Composition layer. All right, and I'm not too happy with the no, anything that deals with not having permissions to do its job. That I have to look into. But right now, it's not. I'm not going to prioritize it. For example, it says composition layer and does not rewrite manifest. Okay, it shouldn't rewrite the manifest. That's fine. But for example, my chat GPT, I took away his permission from connecting to VS Code and making changes. I want specifically only VS Code to make the changes, which is GitHub. Because I want them to work together, but I don't want one to go over the other step on its foot, or I want it to be, you know, everybody has their own job to do. That's what I'm talking about. Right? And then I could learn who's doing the job better, and then I'll switch roles depending on what I notice. As of right now, I'm gonna keep them the way it is. My GitHub is my code developer. He deals with the code. ChatGPT is the lead developer, the one that gives out the instructions and the directions. And then I have Gemini. Gemini is he's also one of the developers, but more like my anchor. And I'm orchestrating everything, making sure that everything's working the way I expect it to, right? So let's go on, get on with it. Looking at my chat, my stream chat. I got one or two people online. That's good. So this is the implement the conical terminal EOF precision capabilities fixed on a new branch. So again, when you stumble upon these words that you might not know, abbreviations, it's good to that's why I have on my Gemini guy with me, right? That's one of the reasons. Though I'm all over the place when it comes to the conversation chat windows. So I have like 3 different Google accounts that I work with, and I just want to make sure I keep them in one account. And this doesn't look like it's the one I'm looking for. The one that I'm looking for is this one over here. Yeah, this one should be this one. Yeah, so let's go ahead and open a new tab and open up Gemini. If I could see the button, because my my mic is right there on top of my laptop and it covers Gemini button. It's all right. Here we go. So I'm thinking we could keep the conversation going somewhere between these two over here. Even this one. So let's put it in the GitHub because it has to do with GitHub, right? That the question I want to ask them. The prompt, right? So implemented the conical terminal EOF precision capability fix on a new branch. Okay. So again, I wish there was a search button here, but there isn't. And if there is, I don't know where is that. And I don't want to make it a priority right now. But if I press Control F, I expect it to open a search window, but it doesn't. Obviously, I could search in here, but I don't want to use my tokens to search, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just look for something that's similar to what I'm expecting as a response. So in this case, this might be good enough based on EOF. Rendering a trim or a trim endpoint beyond EOF is operationally safe in practice. What's EOF? So let's keep it simple, right? What is EOF? Put a question mark. EOF stands for end of life or end of file. Okay. In computing and programming, it is a condition or a hidden marker that tells the operating system or a program there is no more data to read from this source. So in programming, script, and apps, when you write code to read a file, the computer doesn't naturally know how long the file is. Instead, it reads the data line by line, byte by byte, until it hits the end of file marker. Once it sees the end of file marker, the loop stops so the program doesn't crash trying to read data that isn't there. So on the command line or the terminal, if you're running a command line program that waits for your text input, you have to tell it when you are done typing. You manually send an EOF signal to close the input stream, all right? Yeah, control C in our case, but not Z. It could be C, like this one over here, right? Maybe, wait, let me read this correctly. So you have to tell it when you are done typing. You manually send an EOF signal to close the input stream. And this is in the command line. I don't recall using, I use Control Z to revert or to go back, right? And Control Y to move forward or to redo, right? So let's try that. I doubt it's gonna work. Control C? Yeah, no. It's Control C as in cat, not Z as in zebra. Press Control C and you clear it. But I don't think that's end of file though. Anyways, so in my context, since you are working, yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Since you are working with FFmpeg, you will often see EOF mentioned in logs or logic when fast forward MPEG is processing a video or audio stream, and a file simply means it has reached the very last frame or audio sample of that specific clip. Okay, so let's see. Now that we understand what it means, let's go ahead and see what this prompt means. Implemented the canonical terminal and the file precision capabilities fixed on a new branch. So fixed composition terminal and a file tolerance do not modify or rewrite existing manifests or generate outputs. So it's basically talking about not to rewrite or make changes to a existing manifest once it reaches the end of file, right? Did I switch it again? I doubt it. Okay. There's no more data to read from the source. Here's typically, okay, and the file. Okay. So the next prompt, what did we do in the next prompt? Perform a read-only root cause analysis of the canonical endpoint position mismatch. So it's doing a lot of error checking right now. Okay, so this is probably not going to help us find our last milestone. So I'm gonna look for it in codecs, and I did search for 11B. So 11A is here before defining 11A. Verify repository capabilities, source and test confirm, current manifest gaps. All right. Import defect and capability risk. 11A scope. Okay, create canonical manifest JSON schema version 2.0 while retaining the recognizable video one field where practical and provide a video one reader migration path. So manifest identity, original source path, exact rational frame rates, fields while keeping the existing numeric, bound analysis, evidence catalog with stable IDs, render clips categorized as derivatives. Okay, do not export any of these files. These are all JSON files, I believe. JavaScript, JavaScript file, notation, something like that. Okay. All right. So milestone 11 acceptance criteria. Okay. And then review milestone 11 implementation prompt. So we review implementation milestone 11A, only a canonical version, non-destructive edit manifest contract. Okay, so that's the contract. Do not edit the manifest or rewrite it. Preserve milestone 1 through 10. Do not implement any of these file types or any of these files. Assistant execution phase tracking or auto reframing. All right, that's 11A. My direct repository audit was blocked by the current, yeah, never did like this. Yeah, again, I can't focus on that at the moment. So what is he doing? Source control, yeah, source control, version control, safety, checkpoint, milestone 1 through 10. Do not change application behavior, refactor source code. Okay. So this was just source control. That's GitHub, right? The project is now safely checkpoint locally at commit. Yeah, that's what I prompted him to do. Let's make sure we back it up, save it, version control, keep it in GitHub somewhere safe, I presume. I've worked with GitHub before, but yeah, yeah. So I could copy my files here, but GitHub is safe enough. All right, let's give them credit, right? Even though I made it public and not private. Hey, somebody wants to who am I, right? As of right now. So Leah's code is on track. So the working tree is not completed clean. We're gonna ask Copilot to inspect the on track VS Code directory without changing anything. Okay. So both files are safe and should be committed. So before creating a GitHub repository, confirm one important detail. The repository will be created under the currently active account. No, I said no. This is not the account. This is a second account that I have. It's actually this account, Cypher 2079 dev. Great. So he made that change. Make sure we're in the correct account. Success. Your project is now safely backed up to the current private GitHub. Oh, so it's private. So that's good. Fine. Let me go ahead and open this. 404 error. Wonder why. Yeah, this usually happens because I'm not logged in. So let's open it in my browser. Browser setting, clear browser data. Let me go to GitHub.com. What is this for? External. There you go. So yeah, this should be it. Okay, let's log in. And I want to see where we at with this. So here is my folders, my files and folders, right? Smart Video Clipper. Smart Video Clipper is a Node.js and Python video processing application for turning long form videos into a cohesive clip that stays between 5 to 7 minutes long. The product goal is to take the source video, detect natural topic or scene boundaries, and emit polished clips or clip outputs with titles and descriptions that are usable with downstream publishing workflow. This is amazing though. I could easily put that in my description, right? In my live video description. This is milestone 8. So installation, okay, cool. Validation commands, okay, yeah, type check, very important. So use remember that term, type check. Basic terminologies. Start with the basics first, right? Python working regression tests. So these scripts, unit test, discover, and then here's another test. Timeline worker a regression test requires a separate Python, 3.12, right? And this is for OITO, I believe. But it has something to do with that. We'll talk about that later. All right, so the FF Pro configuration is the Video Pro resolves FF Pro in this order. It's explicit constructor, configuration path, and environment variables from system path. Explicit constructor configuration path, FF Pro path environment variable, FF Pro from system path to verify local installation for your terminal. Yeah, so environment variables are very important. This is where you go to your files and libraries and be able to use your variables to eventually make the program work, right? And run commands and invoke certain variables and functions and all that good stuff to make things work, right? I'm looking at a dialog box or window that popped open on my second monitor. If you share this device with others, you can turn on Windows Hello to verify it's you whenever you use a safe password. I'll leave that there for now. I don't think that should be a problem. I'll figure that out later. Again, multitasking, huh? It's fun times. So the probe executes FF Probe without invoking a shell and validates JSON output before mapping to type metadata. Optional real media probe tests. So unit tests are mock driven and do not require FF Probe. An optional integration test can be enabled with environment variables. So PowerShell example. So basically environment equals true. Run FF Probe integration equals true. Test video path. That's the video we're gonna test. npm test. Run the test. No. All right, that's enough information for me. Though this is very cool. There's a lot of information. Each composition video segment mapped to an input stream selection from deterministic index. This is amazing. Amazing. All this information in one place, huh? It's like, to me, this is like a plate of food. And the food that's on the plate is so delicious. But yeah, there's so much that I know I'm not going to finish it. And I'm still going to try. This is amazing. Compose consumer version request JSON. So What kind is it? It's Smart Video Clipper Composition Request. The scheme is, this is the first version. This is the path. And then we have here the properties, right? Key value pair. In this case, decision ID is split one. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about the first video, I believe. The first clip. Left edit, right edit, duration 2075. That's not enough. All right. These are the, oh, this is the cutaway. Huh. The B-roll. Interesting. Oh, this is okay. Oh, this is composition request. Okay, this is where the cutaway kicks in. I did watch the video and it wasn't, I didn't see much of a cutaway. Again, and these are the J cut, L cut cutaway examples. This is the J cut. So on the in and the out, left and right, right? Duration seconds. Yeah, this is very interesting. All right. Yeah, and I just wanted to take a look at this. So let's see what else we know how to do here. This is the go to file. No, that's code. Um, mhm. Watch. Oh, plus. No, that's to create a new repository. So I'm just looking around, guys, just so I can remember how to use GitHub. I usually don't use GitHub. I'm also usually working on my local machine, but this is definitely something we're gonna master to the best of our ability. And let's go back because I'm still trying to figure out where I'm located. What version am I working on? And let's go to my codex. I'm gonna go ahead and close this window. Close this window right here, or the tab, or the sidebar, whatever you want to call it, right? Panel. Okay. Side panel, right? So now this is 8. This is point, well, the one I opened was milestone 8. Milestone 11 version, we can now proceed. So this is proceeding. We're proceeding. And eventually we're gonna run to some errors or bugs all the way at the bottom, and then we're going to fix it. In plain terms, milestone 11A changes the manifest from a simple output report into the durable editing blueprint for the project. Excuse me. It will remember what source we use, what edits were chosen, why they were chosen, and how later resolve timeline files. Okay. It eventually it passes. Like I said, we're gonna run through some bugs and then we give them this prompt here. Well, this is the final response from GitHub, from Git Copilot. And based on that, he makes a final decision. And he says that it passed. The senior review. The implementation matches the roadmap. Video 2 remains backward compatible. Okay. Preserves exact media time. All right. So now, the manifest is now project durable. Editing blueprint, not merely a list of rendered files. Let me safely committed. Okay. So this is the first pull request that we created. Yeah, did a lot of that. Let me tell you. That's where most of my tokens went. I have to learn how to do this myself like that. My tokens don't fly away. So Again, officially completed and safely emerged. So next is this is the next one. Okay, 11B. Open time IO export for DaVinci Resolve on Windows. We completed this one too. Let me just search and find like that. I don't have to. All right. Look through it myself because then it takes much longer. Let me see something. Let me close this here. Give it more space. Let me close this. Oh, that's not what I meant. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so it doesn't have space here. All right, so let me just press enter to search. Press enter, 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 enter. Next, okay, enter, enter, enter. The TypeScript side, I can't see what my search. Can I move it? No, I can't. All right. So it's 32 results. So let's look for when it was completed, actually. All right, all right, all right, all right. That's number 19. Let me look for the last one around here. No, excellent. Mouse is safely committed. Okay, that's when we committed it. So then we merged, right? Have Copilot review and merge pull requests. Number 2. And the last one, where is it? Should be down here somewhere. One correction. This is all like version control stuff here, maybe. Oh no, it's not. This is the J cut. So I prompt him around here about the J cut. So let's see what we have up here. This is definitely the J cut right here. These are the editing prompts. So perfect. It's complete, right? So merge and safely back up. Main is clean and synchronized. We can now begin the split edit foundation, right? So now I know I ran a whole bunch of tests and type checks and all that good stuff and tests, right? However, just to note this down in the video, I've decided to open ChatGPT in the browser, and then he decided to create his own. We decided to create our own version of the clip editing video app, right? And he went ahead and created one here. This is basically a smaller version, and we called it ClipForge Loco. So ClipForge turns a long tutorial video into coherent 5 to 10 minute MP4 clip. So this one is going to do a similar job as our main clip video application, editing video application, but it's going to have less features. So yeah, this is going to be like the normal one. And then the one that we're working on, Codex, is going to be the more pro edition, something like that. Okay. The JSON, right? So one SER sub. So it's going to come with his the clips, the transcript, JSON transcript, and SRT subtitles, right? Per clip, and an AI generated publishing metadata, right? The first version is intentionally local first. FMPEG does the media work, Faster Whisper transcribes, and Olamo generates structured titles and description. I think that's very important, the title and description. If it's not unavailable, then the pipeline still completes with simple heuristic metadata. So what works in the start? inspect a source video and extract the reusable mono, FLAC, and audio track. So transcribe locally with voice activity. So basically, he's doing all this good stuff that we mentioned over here, right? Pretty much that's how it works, right? Resume from an existing transcript and plan clips without rendering. So the architecture is gonna go from this is the architecture, this is the table. Mermaid. Hmm. That's a language I never heard of. It's most likely FFmpeg language. A long source video, right? And then that's A, and then B is the audio. As you can see, audio, and then video. So B, faster whisper, obviously is the audio that's gonna interact with, no? And then C, boundary planner, and then Olama metadata, and all that good stuff that we explained here, right? The command line interface is the vertical slice. A later fast API service and React interface will call the same pipeline. Job state should begin in SQLite and Redis and a multi-process worker only when simultaneous jobs justify the extra moving parts, okay? So the requirement is Python 3.10 plus, FFmpeg, FF Pro, and optionally Olama. So the bash that we're gonna run, or that it already ran, is CD. We're gonna change that directory to ClipForge Python version. We're gonna check the version. And then we're gonna run the PowerShell active.psi, PS1. I believe that's to give PowerShell like environment variables and stuff like that. So we could use the commands of Python. I believe it's something like that. We could easily ask over there, but I don't want to pay too much attention to that at the moment. Yeah, this is similar, I would say. Again, if you guys have any questions or if you like me to explain things in a different way, hey, by all means, please leave a comment below. So try the planner without downloading the speech model. So then we were okay. So am I supposed to? So this is a quick start. Oh, wait a minute. This is the README file. What am I talking about? It hasn't been created yet, has it? Oh, no, he did run the tests. It was complete. So download the complete starter. But this is the download. Process a real video locally. All right. Use no render for fast transcript. Key design. We can view this table on. I have to download this, but we can view this table on a browser. I have to. I have to change this into HTML. Right now, it's Markdown. The application should never overwrite the source video transcript, manifest, and clips live under the selected output directory. So basically, this is something that I might want to do just to compare my application with what ChatGPT did on his own without the help of or without the collaborations of other user agents, and maybe most likely I'll get a lot of ideas from what he's doing. I don't think that abandoning your project should be a smart move right now. So because my project is getting fat. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. And, yeah, that. When you use apps, ChatGPT can now provide relevant details from your chat and memories to help with your request. You can choose when ChatGPT asks for permission use apps. All right. So I'm thinking about running these commands to create this in my local laptop, right? Server. In this case is Vite. And we're gonna be using Python to do most of the work, I think. All right, guys, I don't want to, but then again, I still don't understand how he was able to do all these type checks and tests. Okay, so let me read this. The starter already produces transcript, clip manifest, metadata, and clips. Five automated tests pass a synthetic 12-minute to end. Produce correctly 7 to 5 minute clips. Actual faster whisper remain to be tested on your machine because those optional components were not installed here. The best next step is processing one representative 30-60 minute video tutorial with a no render, reviewing its proposed boundaries and using those results to tune milestone M2 before trying all 200 videos. So I have to make a quick decision. Should I focus on this small video editor or should I keep working on my actual editor? I'm thinking about going back to my actual editor because that's what I've been working on, and I have to get it done a week before a week. And then after I'm done with the app, then I have to edit my 200 videos, right? So I'm going back to my calling, right? So let's go. So let's go ahead and explain the last prompts that I gave him and features that I added. Again, this is just the J and the L cut. I already explained to you guys how that works. And I got some response. I got some outputs, some clips here and there. But then I'm worried because these clips that I've got, right? If we go to outputs, I didn't get the manifest I was looking forward to get, which is actually the manifest that I can use in DaVinci Resolve. And that manifest basically gets all the information that I need, just like dependencies or whatnot, to make my video run in DaVinci Code with its cuts. However, I want it to be original. So then in these cuts, I can actually make further edits. So it's not going to be the full edit video that my app did, just the original, let's call it. So I do have an example, and this must be one of them. But if I go to my guy right here, DaVinci, right? And I go to the view, let's say we view, which one is this one? That's a source clip. Let's go to cuts, right? Here it is. So these are one of the well, I could go one of the videos that I edited. I could go to my projects and see if I could find one of the projects I worked on. Again, I'm still learning this stuff, so bear with me. These are thumbnails. Metadata. Thumb view. Import media. Bin list. files. Open recent project. Yeah, demo one. This is not demo one. This is demo one. Let me see demo one. See what I get out of this. This is me working on one of the videos I was working on, one of the tutorials. I was learning more or less the interface and how things work. It's a great video tutorial. I'll link it below if anything. If you guys have any questions about it, I'll let you know below. But this is not the project I'm looking for. Let's go back to our Don Divas edit. I don't know why I called you that. No, let's go back to our smart video clipper. All right, good. Because I was hoping I could show you what I mean that we cut a video up into clips, and then in this case when we open up the composition or the manifest or whatever you want to call it, we're gonna have like the cuts. This is a cut right here, right? It wasn't changed, all right? All right, but if we watch the actual video where we did cut it, it would be in clips, no? In this case, we have the full video. So that's my takeaway. But I have to make sure that I understand this before I move forward. So let's keep moving and see what information I get out of this um out of the content area right here in Codex, and see if I get the correct information to then prompt him so I can understand better as to what's going on. So the composition plan audio segment should represent the effective J and L cut source to timeline mapping. Okay, I don't want to put too much time into the J and the L cut and the editing part, because my main focus is basically to split these videos into smaller sizes, smaller clips, like that people don't get lazy and don't want to watch my videos because they're like all hour long. Most of my videos are like an hour, 2 hours long. So I'm trying to shorten them, even though if I had the experience to do so in DaVinci, which is actually not that difficult, then I would just do it myself. But it's just I want to automate it. That's what I want. And that's what I'm going to do, right? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Again, the correct timing is now sound. That's great. Remain on features split edit foundation. Do not change implementation unless a Git safety check reveals a real issue, right? Short recap, we now have the edit blueprint, right? But it does not render media yet. Phase 2 will translate the, the valid this validated plan into FMPEG filter graph and verify actual audio video synchronization. Okay, so I have to figure out how to skim through this as quick as possible. So this is pull request number 3. Review and merge split edits phase 1. Pull request 3. Review pull request 3 before merging. Okay. Before we merge it, we have to make sure that our pull request is on point. We're gonna go ahead and report the pull request state and URL, merge commit hash, final local, and remote branches, whether original flow transcript remains untouched. I put this in the uh git ignore, so it shouldn't that shouldn't come up. So now we're gonna go ahead and split edit. That's phase 2, secure FMPEG composition renderer. Continue from main after merge pull request number 3. And then at the end here should give me an understanding of what we're getting into. Unit test must cover at minimum a lot. That's what that means. Non-zero exit without bond bounded diagnostic success, but missing empty output. Let me see something. So we report the branch, the file change, the render contract, exact video, photograph strategy, Jane outcut behavior, cutaway behavior. Okay, real integration status, known limitation, get status. Stop without committing or pushing. No commitment, no pushing. All right, so make only the smallest test diagnostic change necessary. Do not refactor the renderer unless a real integration insertion exposes a defect. Okay, so this is all J-cut. This is all editing. My main um focus right now is the description and the title. I saw something that I did not like at all. This we can master and make changes to when we're actually doing the editing. When we notice that it's not doing the editing the way we want it to, then we could prompt them to fix it. Even though he's doing most of the job right now. So if we take a look at what I'm speaking about over here, let's go ahead and go to the latest edit clips that I edited, that or video that I edited, right? So this is one of them. Now, if we open the manifest, right, the JSON, right, I noticed something. It's a long, it's a long JSON manifest, right? Now, this is my problem. We're all the way at the mid through the middle. Now, if you scroll up, it actually gives you title and description. So clip one is setting up a workspace for JavaScript. This clip explains how to set up a workspace with necessary tools like JavaScript and Vite for JavaScript development. It covers installing the package manager and creating a project. So that's video clip one. And clip two is VS Code setup for JavaScript. And three is Node.js package installation explanation, right? They, they're good. I'm loving it, right? Both the title and descriptions are on point as of now. But then it comes to a point after all the clips are done. Node.js setup and command line interface integration. Right. That's terminal, right? The speaker discusses setting up Node.js and integrating a command line interface for audio switching features. Oh, yeah. I jumped into a different, I downloaded a specific application that can help me change audio input, or should I say, I would say output between headphones and my speakers on my laptop, because Copilot was always coming up and speaking every time I said his name, and that was my patch. So yeah, that's what this clip is about, which I decided to eventually delete on install, because the problem was that Copilot, when he spoke, he would sound echoey. There was an echo because I had two mics recording him. One, the one that I'm using right now, which is go-to mic, and then the one from my phone, I believe, was also acting like a mic, and maybe my laptop was acting like a mic. And I figured it out. The fixes, the fix that I made, I believe it was OBS, and then the settings on my Windows. All right, so this is the part that I disagree with as of right now. So if we look at the key to value pair of each individual clip, The clip index is number 6. That's basically the index, right? What number are we on? And in index, the 0 starts first. That's why it's -1. So if this is 7, then this is 6. Start. This is where it started at 2082 seconds, and then it ended at 2434 seconds, which is more or less like 40 minutes. It started in 30 minutes and then ended in 40 minutes or something like that, right? 32 minutes and ended in 40 minutes, 7 minutes. So this is obviously the duration. This is the path location where it's going to be saved. So this title, description, providers, Olama. Olama was the one that actually figured all this out, I believe. No, no video, no, no video, no. Site, size byte. This is the metadata basically. What type it is, H264. Okay, okay, okay. And the real links hints. All right. Configuration, transcripts. Mm, all right. So now what's going on here, right? Edit decisions. Setting up a work. This clips explain how to set up a workspace, necessary tools like okay. See, there's duplicates. Now, question is why? And I think it has to do with this. Edit decisions, right? This is number 2. So let's see what's gonna happen when we move down here. Maybe this is 2 versions, right? 2 different manifests, different languages in one. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. What is this here? Long pause after completed sentence. Hmm. Normalized score, it's a 8 out of 10, maybe? Oh, and it's only a candidate. Ah, pause score is 1. Sentence completion score is 1. Hmm. Topic shifts score. Okay, transcription. Okay. Selected is false. Synthetic is false. So topic shift after paragraph. Okay, so this is a scoreboard as to what's going on, and based on the scores, we're going to select it or not to edit that portion, right? To either add a J cut, L cut, or to delete it all by itself. Right? This is telling me right now. True, we selected this one. Long pause after completed sentence. Normalize. Okay. Reason. So we edited one. Okay, my live stream is acting up. So there you go. So he's back. Yes, the manifest section is where boundary candidates are scored and selected for clip boundaries. It's not yet the B-roll cutaway placement step. If you want, I can walk you through one candidate line by line. For example, candidate 25. And show exactly how it maps to an edit decision. I'm gonna say yes. The more the merrier. Practice makes perfect. Experience equals repetition. Repetition equals experience. So let's see. Let's look at number 25. Should be down here. This is 12. This is 16, 23, 25. Okay. Well, yeah, the one I highlighted, no?